I but we are here for right now. You can find all the questions on if the students don't want, you have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math composition time, scroll down the grade 5 math, and then click on the whole lessons. Then you can find the list of the chapters. We're going to start with each chapter exponents. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Here I am on grade 5 math. Chapter we on right now is exponents. Let's just start with the first lesson, that is understanding exponents. Which of the following is equivalent to 3 exponent? So 3 exponent means you need to multiply 3 two times. You need to use 3 as a factor two times. Use 3 as a factor of 2. So you need to do 3 times 3 because 3 is the base and 2 is the exponent. So you have to do 3 times 3. Which of the following is equivalent to 3 exponent 3? So the base is 3 and the exponent is also 3. So you need to use 3 as a factor 3 times. You have to do 3 times 3 times 3. Let's start with the test questions. Which of the following is equivalent to 1 times 1 times 1? So here we are multiplying 1 3 times, right? So 1 times 1 times 1, that means that is 1 exponent 3. Option number 1 is the correct option. 1 is the base and 3 is the exponent because we have used 1 as a factor of 3, right? So option number 1 is the correct option. That is 1 cube. Option 1 is the correct option. Which of the following is equivalent to 3 exponent 3? So which is the correct option? So 3 exponent 3 means you need to use 3 as a factor of 3. So that is 3 times 3 times 3. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 3 times 3 times 3. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 3 times 3 times 3. Which of the following is equivalent to 3 square? So 3 square means you need to multiply 3 two times. So you have to do 3 times 3. Option number 1 is the correct option. You have to do 3 times 3. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which of the following is equivalent to 4 exponent 1? 4 exponent 1 means 4. Option number 4 is the correct option. Which of the following is equivalent to 1? Option number 1 is the correct option. 1 exponent 1. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which of the following is equivalent to 3 exponent 3? So 3 exponent 3 means you need to multiply 3 times. Option number 1 is the correct option. Very good. That is option number 1. Which of the following is equivalent to 3 times 3? Three times 3, you need to do write 3 exponent because you're multiplying 3 two times. So option number 1 is the correct option. 3 exponent 2. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which of the following is equivalent to exponent 3? So which is the correct option? Two exponent 3 equals 2 times 2 times 2. Option number 3 is the correct option. That is 2 times 2 times 2. Option number 3 is correct. Which of the following is equivalent to 1 times 1? Very good. That is option number 1. 1 square is the correct option. Which of the following is equivalent to 1 exponent 3? One exponent 3 means very good. That is option number 2. 1 times 1 times 1. Okay, we can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just remove this. Evaluate exponents. Let's just start with the next lesson. So now we're going to learn how do we evaluate exponents. Just look at the first example, that is 4 exponent 1. 4 exponent 1 equals 4. 2 exponent 3. So 2 exponent 3 means you need to multiply 2 3 times 2 times 2 times 2. And then you have to evaluate, just multiply them. That is 2 times 2 is 4 and 4 times 2 is 8. So the correct option is 8. Let's just start with the questions. Two exponent 4. So 2 exponent 4 means you need to multiply 2 4 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4 and 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. So option number 1 is the correct option. 4 times 4 is 16. Option number 1 is the correct option. Option number 1 is the correct option. 2 exponent 1. 2 exponent 1 is 2 option number 1 is the correct option. Mhm. 4 exponent 1. 4 exponent 1 is 4. Option number 1 is the correct option. Three exponent two. You need to multiply three two times. You have to do 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 is that is 9. Option number 1 is the correct option. 3 times 3 is the option number 1 is the correct option. Four exponent 2. So which is the correct option? 4 square. So you have to do 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. That is 16. Option number 1 is the correct option. Very good. 4 times 4 is 16. Four exponent 3. 4 exponent 3 means you need to multiply 4 3 times. You have to do 4 times 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16 and 16 times 4 is 64. So option number 2 is the correct option. Option number two is the correct option. That is 64. One exponent four. So one exponent four means you need to multiply one four times. You have to do one times, one times, one times, one. So no matter how many times you multiply, and the answer is always one. So option number one is the correct option. Option number two is the correct option. That is one. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself every day. Let me just move on to the next lesson. The next lesson is find the missing exponent or base. Find the missing exponent. Ten missing exponent equals 1000. So to find the missing exponent, we need to look at the right side of the equation. We need to count the number of zeros. So here we have three zeros. One, two, three. So that is 10 exponent 3. There are three of them, so 10 exponent 3 equals 1000. 1000. 10 exponent 3 equals 1000. Let's just start with the test first. Find the missing exponent. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we have four zeros. So we have the number of zeros. So here we have four zeros. So that is 10 exponent. So option number two is the correct option. That is 10 exponent 4. Option number two is the correct option. Find the missing exponent. So we need to count the number of zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are five zeros. That is 10 exponent 5. Option number two is the correct option. 10 exponent 5 equals 100,000. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is option number 2 is the correct option. Find the missing exponent. So here we have two zeros. That is 10 exponent 2. Option number 2 is the correct option. Option number 2 is the correct option. Very good. That is 10 exponent. Find the missing exponent. That is 10,000. So 10 exponent 4, where you have four zeros, so that is 10 exponent 4. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 10 exponent 4. Option number 2 is the correct option. Find the missing exponent. So which is the missing exponent? Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 10 exponent. Because on the left hand side, 100 has two zeros, so that's 10 exponent 2 equals 100. Find the missing exponent. 100,000 equal 10 exponent. Missing exponent. So which is the missing exponent? Very good. That is 10 exponent 5. Option number 2 is the correct option. Find the missing exponent. 1,000 equal. Very good. That equals 10 exponent 3. Option number 2 is the correct option. Find the missing exponent. 100 equals 10 missing exponent. So which is the missing exponent? That is 10 square. Option number one is the correct option. Very good. Option number one is the correct option. Find the missing exponent 1000 equal, which is the missing exponent. That is 10 exponent 3. Option will is the correct option. Okay, we are done with the lesson. We will be working on grade 5 math. Chapter we were working on is exponents. The lessons we have covered today are understanding exponents, evaluate exponents, find the missing exponent or base. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until the next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to or either you can write down the question in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have so many questions. You can please ask if you have any. Questions. Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.